You're staring at your phone. It's 1:14 a.m. You're scrolling through a feed of people you don't like doing things you don't care about. Your brain feels like it's been marinating in lukewarm Gatorade. You tell yourself you'll just catch up on sleep this weekend. You think you're the exception, the high performer who operates just fine on 5 hours and a double espresso. Here's the blunt truth. You're lying to yourself. You aren't fine. You're just so sleep deprived that you've forgotten what fine actually feels like. You're operating at 60% capacity. Your testosterone is cratering. Your reaction time is that of a drunk person. Your brain is literally struggling to wash away its own metabolic waste. This isn't about beauty sleep. This is about biological maintenance. If you don't understand how sleep works, you're basically trying to run a high-end gaming PC while the cooling fans are clogged with dust and the power supply is sparking. Let's fix that. Sleep isn't just off time. It's not like turning off a lamp. It's more like a crew of mechanics rushing onto a Formula One track during a pit stop. While you're unconscious, your body is performing heavy-duty repairs. Think of your daily energy like a smartphone battery. If you only charge it to 60% every night, you're going to hit low power mode by 2 p.m. You can plug it into a wall, aka drink a Monster Energy, but that's just a temporary bypass. The internal hardware is still degrading. Most guys treat sleep like an optional subscription service they can cancel whenever life gets busy. In reality, it's the operating system. Everything else, your gym gains, your focus at work, your ability to not be a jerk to your girlfriend runs on top of it. To understand why you feel tired, you have to understand a chemical called adenosine. From the second you wake up, adenosine starts building up in your brain. Think of it like a sleep pressure gauge. The longer you're awake, the more adenosine accumulates. By the time 10 p.m. rolls around, the gauge is in the red. Your brain is screaming at you to shut down so it can clear the pipes. When you sleep, your brain flushes this stuff out. If you wake up after only 4 hours, you haven't cleared the gauge. You start the next day with residual pressure. This is why you feel like a zombie even after your first coffee. You're starting the race with a flat tire. Now, let's talk about your fix. Caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. It's a chemical imposter. Adenosine has specific receptors in your brain like little docking bays. When adenosine docks, you feel sleepy. Caffeine molecules are shaped almost exactly like adenosine. They slide into those docking bays and block them. It's like putting a piece of tape over your car's low fuel light. The light is gone, so you think you're fine, but the tank is still empty. Meanwhile, the adenosine is still building up behind the scenes. When the caffeine finally wears off, all that backed up adenosine rushes into the receptors at once. That's the caffeine crash. You aren't tired because the coffee stopped working. You're tired because you ignored the biological bill. And now the debt collector is at the door. Your body doesn't just rely on chemicals, it runs on a clock. This is your circadian rhythm. It's an internal 24-hour timer hardwired into your DNA. It tells your body when to release cortisol to wake you up, and when to release melatonin to shut you down. The problem? Your internal clock is incredibly sensitive to light. For 200,000 years, light meant the sun. Now, light means your 80-inch old TV and your iPhone. When you blast your eyes with blue light at midnight, you're telling your brain the sun is still up. Your brain goes, "Oh, okay," and suppresses melatonin. You've effectively given yourself jet lag without leaving your couch. Sleep isn't one long flat line, it's a series of 90-minute cycles. You have NREM and REM. NREM is the physical repair phase. This is when your body fixes your tissues and strengthens your immune system. REM is the mental repair phase. This is where your brain processes emotions and solidifies memories. Early in the night, your cycles are heavy on NREM. Late in the night, usually between hours 6 and 8, you get the bulk of your REM. If you cut your sleep from 8 hours to 6, you aren't just losing 25% of your sleep. You might be losing 60% to 90% of your REM sleep. This is why you can physically function the next day, but you're moody, forgetful, and have the attention span of a goldfish. A lot of guys use a nightcap to help them fall asleep. A couple of beers or a glass of bourbon. Here's the reality. Alcohol does not help you sleep. It sedates you. There is a massive difference. When you're sedated, your brain isn't cycling through NREM and REM properly. You're basically knocked out. It's like the difference between a natural coma and a healthy nap. You wake up feeling like garbage because your brain never got to do its nightly maintenance. You didn't sleep. You just went unconscious. Think of it like our smartphone battery example again. Using alcohol to sleep is like charging your phone with a faulty cable that keeps shorting out. The screen says 100%, but as soon as you unplug it, it drops to 20%. This is the most metal part of sleep science, the glymphatic system. During the day, your brain cells are packed tightly together. But when you hit deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink by about 60%. This creates space for cerebrospinal fluid to wash through and clear out metabolic junk like beta amyloid, the stuff linked to Alzheimer's. If you don't sleep, your brain stays swollen. The trash doesn't get picked up. You are quite literally walking around with a dirty brain. That brain fog isn't a mystery. It's the smell of the metaphorical garbage piling up on your mental sidewalk. Your body needs to drop its core temperature by about 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit to initiate sleep. This is why you can't sleep in a hot room. Your brain is trying to cool the engine down. But the environment is keeping the radiator hot. If you're wearing heavy pajamas under a thick duvet in a 75-degree room, you're fighting your own biology. This is also why a hot shower before bed actually helps. It sounds counterintuitive, but the hot water brings all your blood to the surface of your skin. When you get out, that heat radiates off you quickly, causing your core temperature to plummet. It's a biological hack to trigger the sleep command. You think you can make up for a week of 4-hour nights by sleeping 12 hours on Saturday. You can't. Sleep isn't like a bank account, where you can just deposit a lump sum to clear the debt. It's more like a biological credit card with a 300% interest rate. When you sleep late on the weekend, you're also shifting your circadian rhythm. This is called social jet lag. By the time Sunday night rolls around, your body thinks bedtime is 2 a.m., because that's what you did all weekend. Then Monday morning hits. Your alarm goes off at 7 a.m., and the cycle of misery starts all over again. If you want to actually fix this, you need a sleep sanctuary. Stop doing work in your bed. Stop eating in your bed. If your brain associates the bed with stress or dopamine, it won't associate it with shutdown. The bed is for 2 things only. Use your living room for everything else. Keep the room at 68 degrees or lower. Get blackout curtains. If you can see your hand in front of your face, the room isn't dark enough. Your eyes have photosensitive cells that can detect light even through your eyelids. You're in your 30s, or approaching them. You can't bounce back like you did at 19. In your 20s, you could pull an all-nighter. Eat a Crunchwrap Supreme and still pass a midterm. Now that same behavior will leave you sidelined for 3 days. Your body's ability to buffer bad decisions is shrinking. Think of your health like a car's warranty. In your 20s, the warranty covers everything. In your 30s and 40s, you're paying out of pocket for repairs. Sleep is the cheapest, most effective preventative maintenance you have. It's free. It feels good. And yet we treat it like a chore. The hustle culture that tells you sleep is for the weak is a scam. It's being sold to you by people who are either lying or are on so many stimulants they've lost touch with reality. High performance requires high recovery. If you want to be smarter, stronger, and less of a miserable person to be around, go to bed. It's the most productive thing you'll do all day. Now put your phone down, turn off the light, and go to sleep. Or don't, I'm a script, not your dad. But don't complain when you wake up feeling like a recycled cardboard box. Like and subscribe if you want more deep dives into how your body actually works. Comment below and tell me how many hours you actually got last night. If it's under 6, I'll assume you're currently reading this through a haze of brain trash.